Hey guys, welcome back to the channel on a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This video is kind of focused on Blade. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, we've done it to death with regards to Blade in the contest in the community. But I've just realized I've only really recorded one Blade video since I got him, which was back November last year. So, hey, second video of Blade, so I guess that's fine. And the main scheme of things is talking about my unduped 5-star. I kind of like talking about, well, is he any good being unduped? At the same time, looking at the 4-star version that I have that is duped and how that benefits my roster and certain aspects and things that I do in the game. I'm kind of looking at the value of each one based on those attributes of being awakened, not awakened, and different content that they can be attributed to really function amazingly well at. The other thing that I'm going to be talking about is Suicide Masteries with the 4-star version, based on the fact I don't have the footage for the 5-star, but the 4-star version is the one that really counts because it's awakened, and because it's awakened it means I can utilize regeneration ability with Blade and kind of see how it works with Suicide Masteries. Is it more effective if it is suicides and you're kind of utilizing the champion? But obviously it's not very good for any kind of Alliance Wars defense based on the fact it will smash through. Either way, we'll discuss stuff with that. Obviously the main attributes that makes Blade amazing is the awakened ability having regeneration, but it's kind of like the cherry on top with regards to the champion. Amazing crits, amazing bleeds, danger sense, which is fantastic, synergies which then extend out danger sense with regards to potency, whether or not it's Stark, Spidey, Ghost Rider, Dormammu or Mephisto. It extends out and is incredibly helpful when it comes to Alliance Wars offensive attacking. But it doesn't stop there. We've got things with stun, we've got things off the blocks, well-timed blocks give bleed, and then we've also got the power gain, which is off of any kind of bleed effect that's on the enemy. Either way, you can give like constant stacks of bleed being put on the enemy, which is incredibly cool. Obviously at the time when I was trying to get this guy awakened from my 7 attempts, which didn't go quite so well, yeah, I don't really want to kind of repeat that anymore, and I'm glad in some ways that the featured crystal has left, but at the same time obviously we're left with this kind of shell of type of featured crystal at 15k, which not sure a lot of the community are really up for. And as I said, vampiric immortality, which is the regeneration aspect of things, is the icing on the cake when it comes to the champion. The damage output is absolutely fantastic, and at the same time it is a champion that is used in so many areas in the game, but not all areas. I myself struggle with regards to things like degeneration and things that are unavoidable like Bane, because it is a bane of your life. However, there were things like vampiric immortality with the 4-star version. Having the ability to then regen back up health is at least something that will keep you in the game, and that's the main thing about going against Bane, is keeping yourself in the game as long as possible to dish out as much damage. Yes, there are so many other characters that have regen ability that are helpful. You've got nullifying effects, you've got champions that have things like limbo. There's other champions that could be used. However, though, with Blade's kind of damage output, it is a champion that I would love to use more in this section. And even though the 4-star is good, as soon as you take the kind of smallest amount of damage, it can be really detrimental to the champion. You could find yourself losing a great amount of health very, very quickly. Obviously, that's when the 5-star version with regards to its regen is a little bit more stronger, and that will be great for this. But not being overly critical about the 4-star version, I found this immensely helpful when it comes to doing things like alliance questing, which is great. That's something that this champion is great for, the ability to then regen back up and not take quite so much damage. And especially when you're doing stuff like map 5, it's a great champion. When it comes to map 6, I think you would want to be using the 5-star version if you had him, and hopefully he would have that regeneration aspect to him in order to kind of propel him through. Granted, there are a lot more difficult things in map 6 which may be, you know, not so good for the champion, especially if you go through the week. Your 3rd to 5th day may be a complete different story. Either way, it's good to have a champion that can regen up health when times are tough. Now, I've fairly recently taken off my Suicide Masteries, and the reason being, well, is Alliance Wars is like all around us. We're doing so much more nowadays, and having bosses that recoil, which like mine are, and also defense that recoil as well, it's just not a good thing. I'm disappointed to not kind of blast through a lot of content a lot more quickly, and I do enjoy using suicides, so having it back for a month in the month of December was really cool. but I don't think I'm going to get another opportunity with Alliance War Seasons to switch back up to a Suicide Mastery setting. But this gave me the opportunity to test out Suicides on my 4-star and also non-Suicides. And the kind of results were very interesting. We saw that there was well over 500 hits when it came to taking down Winter Soldier with the non-Suicide. But with Suicides, we were able to cut that down to at least about 400 plus. So there was a real difference with that. And the great thing is, obviously, if I made a mistake, and I did make a mistake in a couple of them, that I was able to regen off, one thing that's incredibly important. Either way, Blade is an amazing addition to anybody's roster, obviously amazing if it's awakened, because then you can utilize it in so many areas. The standard unduped version can be incredibly helpful. I use it in Alliance Wars attacking, as well as most people seem to nowadays. And it's great, obviously, if you've got Stark Spidey, that can be wonderful. There's 4-star versions and 5-star versions. Man, I'd love to get either a 4 or 5-star, maybe one day. But until then, I will hope, and obviously with fingers crossed. But yeah, Blade, great champion, whether unduped or duped, and reasonably effective when it comes to Suicides. Just be careful with that, because it can be well, stinging you when it comes to recoil. That's one thing, unless you've got the awakening. And that was a video all about Blade. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.